Hello. This week I will be discussing the idea that changes the way I use the intellectual property of others. Intellectual property is basically anything that's created. It can be digital, it can be written, it can be just about anything. Most of the time, these creations are protected by some type of law. Now, Dr. Holder told us that we cannot reproduce, distribute, or transmit electronically other people's material without permission. I think that kind of goes without saying, but not everybody thinks about it when they're using material. Oftentimes, they don't realize that they're fooling around with laws in regards to IP. There are so many myths that are misleading. The myth that caught my attention is that I can use copyrighted materials for educational purposes without having to obtain permission because it's covered under fair use. Now, this caught my attention because I've taught elementary and middle school, and we use teacher pay teachers a lot. This website allows us to buy materials that have been created for classroom use. However, it doesn't always give permission to share it with others unless you buy that type of permission. I recently read an article by Koji Doman and Mayoto Yamazaki that stated that digitalization of information with networking on the internet is drastically changing the environment of copyright infringement. It's because it's easy for people to access information and hard to track and prosecute the people that do. I've seen many teachers that share the things that they've bought on Teacher Pay Teacher or give their passwords or make extra copies and download units, and they don't require anybody else to pay for it. I personally ask that when we do that, we usually split the cost and buy the extra permission so that it's covered under the copyright things. Because if not, it's not just illegal, but it really becomes an ethical issue.